Another day, another box of stolen pens. It's G1 Gamedays podcast. What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, Johnny Chase. Down to my bottom left, I have Shiro937, which apparently he wants us to know that he's staring at you in Japanese. But he's kind of blocking the subtitles. So. And on my bottom right, I've got Mr. Short Bus Eric, who looks like he could pass out at any moment.
Send help.
He's gonna die.
Send help.
You need more coffee.
I am not okay here.
No.
You need more coffee.
No. It's well, at least on my end, I got some news that far being like another super outbreak, I could be going back to work at the beginning of the month. They've said that we're waiting for my province's government to come in and says, okay, we're starting to start rolling out businesses and malls can start opening up again. But apparently my manager got out of the meeting and said, okay, even if the mall opens, we're not reopening until June 1st at the minimum. I was like, okay. So I've gotten at least until June. So being off work for 2.5 months, I'm still being paid, but I'll be honest, I've been getting a little stir crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, if you've been coming by my stream, you could see it happening on a day-to-day basis with me.
Yeah. Wordman in the chat is saying Eric needs more G Fuel.
I do need more G Fuel. I am stock out, man.
Yeah. And I've slowly been getting into it. My starter kit actually finally showed up.
Oh, nice.
So I got a shaker and I got a variety pack of powder, and I've been going through the various ones. So far, current favorites are the sour cherry, the sour blue chug rug. That stuff's really good. Fruit punch, can't go wrong with that. Cotton candy is the only one I've tried that garbage.
Yeah, it's I remember when Woody got his starter pack for Extra Life, and he was going through it, and he was just like, yeah, no.
I got 3 packets left, so I really should like once this is done, then I'm gonna take a breather on it and then say like, okay, what tub do I want to get? Like, what's the flavor? I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna commit to this. So
right.
I got pink lemonade left, kiwi strawberry, and raging gummy fish, which like I've got a host of people saying like this is the best one. I've got a host of people that are saying that this is the worst one.
Which one? Raging Gummy Fish?
Raging Gummy Fish, yeah.
I don't remember. I know, like, I remember during my 12-hour hospital stream, I went through, like, I might have done Raging Gummy Fish. I know I did the sour blueberry. I do not remember the Raging Gummy Fish. It was probably good, though.
I'll see. And then,
like I said, the only one really out of that starter pack was the cotton candy. The cotton candy was terrible.
Yeah. No, I like the fruit punch. I actually like, even if I like the other ones, I might go for the sour blue chug rug. That one's like I love blue raspberry.
Opinion on this matter.
Oh,
I mean, the only reason why I ended up with the starter pack was because I raised X amount for Extra Life. So
yeah. And I had ordered it just out of morbid curiosity. I'm just like, why? Like, everyone's pushing the hell out of this stuff. Let's try it. And I'm like, it's okay. Right. I don't know if I'm like using too much water. I find it very like even if I shake it up a lot, I'm finding it very powdery. Powdery, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't have a problem with the powdery side of it. It was like really I didn't get like the and maybe I wasn't supposed to. Maybe it's supposed to be more of an even keel of energy, but I didn't get like the buzz.
No.
From it that everyone was like, oh yeah, man, you get a good buzz out of it. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
You get a buzz and you don't get a crash, and I'm like, I felt a little bit more energy than normal than I would from just drinking, straight,
right.
Soda with caffeine in it, and I'm trying to be broader and say soda, not pop, because the Americans don't call it pop, you call it soda.
Some states call it pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep, Alabama wants to be special
hmm
in every way possible.
So, yeah, I suppose we should. I normally would be, what you've been doing for the week, but what have you been doing for the month because of the rotation, we had to skip a Wednesday to get GTA. The last Wednesday of the month that technically would have been the podcast, so we had to get GTA in instead. But I'll kind of go first with my month, I should say. I got a lot of games in, so I finished Remake, which we will talk at the end of the podcast. So we'll have our normal podcast, and then for anyone who doesn't want to talk spoilers or talk FF7 Remake in general, you can either bow out or hit mute, or what. I will have an image up that will say when we're talking about it. But played it, loved it, have opinions of it, which we'll get to at the end. I played Mario Galaxy again on stream. Man, that's a treat to go back and play. Although I do hate the gyro mechanics, like when you're on like the giant ball that has the star in it, you have to like put your Wiimote up like this and tilt it forward, backward like that. I just hate those controls.
Oh yeah,
Right.
But still a great game. Love going back to it. A couple weekends ago, Melanie and I on our date night, I was just like, you know what? I just want to play beat 'em ups because they're easy to get, they're easy to play, they're quick to go through. We went through The Simpsons, we went through X-Men, we went through TMNT, and then the one D&D beat 'em up game we'd ever played. I think it was Tower of Doom. So we had a night where we're just like, you know what? I just want to keep punching stuff until it dies. So we beat like 4 games in one.
Right.
And then
Yeah, you guys were moving through them.
well, a beat 'em up it's not very. It's not.
They're not time consuming.
Yeah,
they're not time consuming.
yeah. The thing was is that they're quarter munchers. That was the purpose of them. Like you could beat
Right.
any of those games in a good like 20 minutes with infinite continues.
Streets of Rage 4 is pretty good.
That's what I've been seeing, and I'm actually gonna try that out sometime this week because it is on Game Pass.
I swear to God, you know the Axel thing. What's the blonde one? He looks like old man Ken.
I'm bad. Threw a Hadouken.
Grandpa.
Yeah, you know when you say it, and then
Yeah,
what's most disturbing is that you can like unlock previous skins. So you have young Axel walking like old man Axel.
I'm old man Axel. I'm old man
Jesus.
Ken. I threw a Hadouken. Turned out I just pooped my pants.
Not a Hadouken, but okay.
I've been in and out on Predator Hunting Grounds. I'm liking it. One of the
got it
updates.
today.
Yeah, nice. We'll have to squad up at some
I need
point.
people to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, play with friends because playing with randos, if you get down, they don't come and save your ass. And then if they can somehow hide from Predator when it's reinforcement time, they don't come after you. They don't try to bring you back. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. To be fair,
To be fair,
we did kind of leave them high and dry ourselves. So
yeah.
That's who we are.
I'm having fun with it. Like I said, like out of all these types of games, Predator might be my favorite because as the normal human, if you will, you have a fighting chance. As something like Dead by Daylight, where you have to spend 20 minutes making one generator go. If the killer finds you, you're dead. Same with like Friday the 13th, just too easy. That's why I feel like this one works better because at its heart, Predator is, you get the sense of a horror slasher, but it's still an action movie at heart.
right.
Like there's this dread coming after you, but they have a fighting chance other than just like, stupid teenagers having sex, they're dead. No, you think at some point, hey, Billy might have a chance. He stands on that trunk, takes the knife down to his chest, and he's just like, come on, let's go. And 5 seconds later,
Right.
Nope,
and
he
did. Right. And if you weren't rooting for Billy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, root for everyone there.
You needed to root for Billy.
Never stand a chance when Woody's on the wheel, though.
Yeah.
They just leave your ass behind. You can't screw up.
Now, the only thing I have issue with is that they never got crossplay working correctly, as far as like inviting friends. Like you could pair up with randos on PC, but there's no way for your Epic friends to add you from PS4 and vice versa. Even if your account's linked, it's just not working. Right. It sucks because half of our crew bought it on PC and the other half bought it on PS4.
Right. Well, again, we stress the word yet. There may come a time where we finally get.
Guys, can you help us with this? I mean, you got every console in existence to play nice with each other.
But they already
really no reason why. There's really no reason why.
No,
it shouldn't be working.
I mean,
but
like Nintendo put multiplayer with friends in Mario Maker 2 later on, so have to wait and see. I had a night where I did like a spin of the wheel with my subs, and they picked a number, and I pulled out a random disc from this big thing of like Xbox 360 games I have. I have like 50 some discs in there. So we're just playing random games through that. I played a game called Death Smiles, which apparently is this it's this Japanese cute 'em up. So you pick like anime girls, and you know it's very, very, very short game. That was fun. Then we tried Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Oof,
right.
Oof.
Yeah, that did not. Well, didn't we? We did that for a game day a little while back. That did not age well.
No. Controls are a little wonky and a little too realistic. And then we pulled out Fear 3, which I was starting to have a lot of fun with. I had to stop myself because I was like, wait, this thing has co-op multiplayer. I need someone who has a 360 and a copy of this game to coordinate with me some downtime. We need to play through that. And then most recently, I just finished up Batman Arkham City. You can't go wrong with Arkham games. You just can't. They're so good.
Arkham Origins.
Haven't played that one yet.
I you know what? I've got no. I really have no opinion on it. It's just from what I've heard. I've heard it was a good attempt because it wasn't done by Rocksteady. It was done by someone else.
I think like Eidos Montreal or WB Montreal.
So it was like they were handed the game and it was just kind of like, I mean, we're here, we'll do it, but
and then there's like actually like multiplayer or something in it, like for
yeah, sure.
Woody's correcting us in the chat. He says we did Guar 2.
Oh, we did Guar 2. Guar.
All right. Fair enough. We need to try the Origin multiplayer. If it's still up, people have it. That's the thing, is Origins is not backwards compatible because it's the game I guess WB wants to forget existed. Which I played a little bit of it. Like my old roommate was trying to start up a YouTube channel, and we did like a best friends sort of LP on it. It didn't seem bad. I don't know. I'll have to come back to it in the future. Now, the thing is that I finished it up. I was starting a new game of Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and then Woody starts talking about Arkham Knight because he's starting to play that. And it's just like, God damn it! And I went just switched games midway through the stream. I was just like, all right, because I didn't do the DLC yet, the Harley's Revenge. So I ended up doing that, and then finishing up Catwoman's side quest, and then just doing its and bits of quest there. And then at the end of the night, because people are so freaking supportive of this. Wait, it is backwards compatible? I searched the list and I didn't see it. All right, we'll have to look at that later. But
Raggy.
Yeah, I ended up spending the rest of the night there doing the side missions and switching the costumes. So I had like there's like the Sinestro Corps costume for Batman where he looks like he's a yellow lantern. I had to add in the 70s one, which I actually own the figure of. What else did Batman Beyond? Oh, Batman Animated. That's what we started on.
Right.
And that actually flips the Catwoman to the animated one as well. And it's a little drawing looking at these Unreal Engine photorealistic, or semi-photorealistic characters, and then all of a sudden here's cel-shaded Batman punching them out. I didn't lie. The website was just not updated, Woody. He's saying in the chat, I lied to him. Okay.
Hey, don't take that crap. Don't take that crap from him. He's a tree. He doesn't know.
Okay. I'm gonna look this up. That was my, other than just trying to go outside, get fresh air, exercise, and doing all the stuff my doctor tells me before they come back and say, oh, it's not good enough. Now we're gonna have to put you on different medication. Let me fight them. That was my month. Short Bus, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? So I look for the stuff that says I'm not a liar.
You're a liar. You're a liar, Johnny Chase, liar. Let's see. I have been. I too have also been in dabbling in the world of Predator and thoroughly enjoying it. To the point, we are actually going to be playing that a little bit later on this week on my stream. But really just rotating through my norms of Titanfall, Gears, Forza, dipping our toes into Warzone every once in a while. Really the big one coming back to is Elite Dangerous. We have a huge beta next week. For the it's the first Elite beta that Elite Dangerous has gotten for the console players. So we're a little excited about that. We're gonna be testing out the new fleet carriers, and then but yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've been nose down into that. Obviously, Fantasy VII Remake. But really not a whole lot out of my core games that I've been rotating through on my stream. I just don't. Gears Tactics. We've been playing Gears Tactics a little bit off stream. But yeah, really nothing out of the nothing really has changed in the last month. So I just haven't had time to really get into anything. So
yeah. No, that's what I do on the streaming. Like my streaming time is my getting into games time.
Right.
Stuff I either missed out on or stuff I want to go back and play and share experiences of. Like this past Saturday when Shiro and I were going through Mario Brothers 3 on the channel, on the Gamedays channel here. Two things happened that night that I've never ever seen or happened before. Is the glitch in World 4. I still don't know how that happened. And the plants in the pipe. Now, as a kid, and for like the last 20 some odd years or 30 some odd years this game's been out, I've never been able to go down that pipe because I never thought maybe, the POW block changes them into coins. I never thought that. It just dawned on me on the last level I was on to do that. I was like, wait, those are plants. If I go back. So I killed myself for science, made the fire flower, jumped in. I'm like, this was something you can go to? I never saw that bonus area in my entire life until that point.
Right.
You think you know everything about a game, and then something like that just pops up. John's gonna get into Final Fantasy IX soon. If that's not a question in the Discord, I'll address it right now. Well, anything else to add, Short Bus?
Nope. That'll pretty much do it for me.
All right. Well, Shiro, how's life been treating you? Had time for games, or because I know you're still on the front line there of essential workers during this whole pandemic thing. What's that?
Yeah, into my nose.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
It's getting really shaggy.
It's coming back. The 2015 period, 2006 period.
No, you should be like me and Eric, just Well, Eric goes straight blade.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm just like
Yeah, he does.
the 6mm is short enough for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I take that bad boy off.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna wait it out. If it grows, it grows.
What do you mean if it grows, it grows? It's growing. We can see proof that it's growing.
Yeah.
Seriously, we dip you upside down.
I'm not losing it.
You got a mop.
I'm not losing it. I'm not using being balding shaving my head to cover the baldness.
I accepted I was going bald a long time ago, and I'm just like, let's just speed up. Let's just speed up the process.
Right, I just came to terms with it.
Yeah. I mean, if I wanted to, like, I could just fully grow it out and have it, short enough, like I had it before. But
and then you're gonna put like one side on like that accountant type.
No, I used to spike it. Like when it was longer, I used to spike it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. The last time I grew it out that long was for Melody and for the wedding, because she wanted the hair like I had it when we met, and she wanted the photos like that. The next morning though, before we went for our trip, gone. So I look at those photos and I'm like, wow, that was a nice day and that was a nice time. I'll never have that hair again.
It's like every once in a while, a picture crops up on Facebook, one of those Facebook reminders. I was at a wedding and like,
I saw that picture.
Yeah, Shiro has seen it.
I've seen
where
it too.
My hair was short and spiky, but I was also like 30 pounds lighter.
Oh my god, it just looks so different.
Right?
Yeah. What has that kid done to you?
It's not the kid. But moving on.
Okay, so this is not on the question. Let me go on to it right now. Yeah, so thanks Xbox for updating this today. So last week all the Final Fantasies were on sale, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and buy 8 remastered and 9 because I'm eventually gonna play 9, but I'm not gonna boot up the PS3 for it. I need quality of life improvements, so I need the fast forward for climbing upstairs or walking or no encounters because I need to get to a save point to end my stream. So I'm going to buy that version. And then I bought 8 because Melanie eventually wants to play it and stream it, and I'll just sit and watch. And then lo and behold, not 3 days after I bought it, they're like, hey, it's coming to Game Pass. Do I really want to spend 30 minutes online with Xbox support going, hey, I just bought it. I need to refund it because you just put it on Game Pass and use up my 1 refund a year? I don't think so.
In their defense, when they announced that all of them were coming to Xbox, they did say they will be coming to Game Pass as well.
I know that.
They didn't say it was
come
going to be
all
on the same day.
They should be on the same day so that I don't have to worry about not buying them.
You should wait a little bit.
I can't wait any longer. It was $10. It's not going to go any cheaper. I don't know why I'm mad.
But it went cheaper.
Where it says, to be fair, they were on sale. To be fair. Yes, they're on sale. Free on Game Pass is cheaper than $10. I know, but I don't. Do I burn my one refund a year with Microsoft? Because they only give you one. I used it 2 years ago for Street Fighter Anniversary Collection.
Yeah, okay.
I used it for...
Yeah, I used it for Anniversary Collection.
I used it for Crash Bandicoot.
Wow. Crash Bandicoot, why?
Didn't like it.
You're mad at Square for a sale on good games. How dare you save me money? And then come out 2 days later and say I can save you more money. Let me talk to your supervisor.
All right, simmer down there, Karen.
I'm about to go full Karen. Ah! Now, this is a Karen. I want to talk to someone above you. This is a 4 Beyond Karen. I want to talk to your supervisor.
I have something for...
I want to talk to your regional manager.
Obviously.
This is the going even further beyond.
Obviously, Johnny is a little butthurt about this. So I got something for him.
flex tape.
Okay, so just be prepared to be prepared.
It's
We have been talking about names for the fleet carrier. I think we're going to call it the SS Flex Tape.
Mm. And if we can hire a pilot for it, it's gonna be Phil.
Yeah,
We're gonna search high and low for anybody.
Did you find a Brittany yet?
I have not found a Brittany yet.
God damn it!
Damn it! Shut up, Brittany.
Yeah, not even I haven't. Not even I have.
Not for a lack of trying, though. I mean, not for a
Yeah.
lack of trying. Finding a
Not for a
Brittany,
lack of trying
finding a Brittany
at
is
all.
really hard.
All right, so I guess that's been our months. Before we kick into proper news, smaller bit of news and a little golf claps in chat if you can. It was announced a couple days ago. Game Attack actually is got a contract with Twitch for 2-year exclusivity. So it's not Shroud money on Twitch, or sorry, on Mixer. It's not Tin the Tatman, and it's not Dr. Disrespect, but I think this is the first time Twitch has offered this type of contract to a small to medium-sized channel. Because usually they want to keep, like, the top people around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they said...
this is a huge move.
Yeah.
It's a huge move.
So they can, like, all new streams are exclusive to Twitch, but they are allowed to take their highlights, post them onto Facebook and other socials. You know, Twitch is allows that. It's just anything live streaming has to be now exclusive on Twitch, which...
So there's... Okay, live streaming has to be
the only...
Twitch.
I think the only time they ever streamed to YouTube was if they were doing their... there's, like, some OT goes they used to do in the day where it was... the sleeping hell, so like they would sleep at the office and you would just have the alerts cranked up to 10 or 11. Guys go to 11 and just, you know, torment them all night with like either cowbells or whatnot. But he's got the #1 victory and a koosh ball. What? Fort Bush. Are you suggesting we play Fortnite?
No.
No.
What?
No.
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 What kind? What? No.
What kind of madness are you? Although Jibbo has
Fortnite.
been
Is
messing
there
around.
something silly to do? And I'm not actually trying to win in Fortnite.
Well, Jibbo says that he has been looking around in like the creative side. Apparently, we can have just private matches with up to a certain amount of players.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do the 100 baby bitch fests that Fortnite apparently has become, because anytime they switch anything, like the pro players get pissy. Which leads the question to be, why not have a pro game mode and just put everyone over there, and for people who want to have actual fun, put them here?
I like what you're insinuating, sir. That's maddening.
You want them to listen to the people. What's wrong with you?
Right?
Yes. Yeah, so, again, congratulations to Craig and crew over at Game Attack for their exclusivity for at least 2 years. We'll have to wait and see if Twitch does this with any other small to medium-sized streamers that they actually see value in. And we'll have to see how fat those contracts actually are. Because for, like, the Dr. Disrespects, like, those contracts, that's new house money. That's new Lamborghini money. For someone like Game Attack, who knows? The one thing that they did say, though, is that for non-subs, they would be running ads at the beginning of the stream, just so that for anyone new trying to come in, the pre-roll ad wouldn't show up. So just when you're getting like a hype moment or something from Game Attack, boom, there's the commercial for upload again.
Right.
What's all these clips with the refunds? Jesus Christ, what did I do? The beat of the people, the beat of the people. What?
You said a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. So.
Yes, yes. Okay.
We've been at it for 42 minutes. We're barely out of the gate here, kids. Come on.
42 minutes. Not even.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
Guys,
All right. Well.
bags. Look at the bags, okay? Seriously, this is like match fucking luggage going on over here.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, for that small news, it's time for the bigger news. It's time for Done News.
Beep boop 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 boop. Bah.
All right. And first off, as we all know, E3's canceled. So Jeff Keighley's like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own E3 with blackjack and hookers.
I'm totally there.
So he couldn't have picked a better name for this. Summer Game Fest. All we need is Jeremy Pittman and Dr. Ken to call it just Summerfest. No! It's like, what's all the games at SummerSlam? They called the wrong thing. So apparently it's going to be a 2-month-long event from May to August. Actually, that's 3 months. Math is hard. So apparently this is going to be taking place in the place of E3. He's already got a bunch of publishers on board, like 2K, Activision. I'm trying to read the list here. 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Bethesda. Oh, great. Yeah, so we'll have another Todd Howard lying hour. Blizzard, Bungie, CD Projekt Red, Digital Extremes, EA, Microsoft. Basically, I think he's just trying to get everyone to do the conferences that they were supposed to do at E3, but just do it on their own. But just instead of saying, all right, the Microsoft conference is over on the Microsoft Twitch channel, this is on this channel. He's just like, let's have one channel, just broadcast here, bring everyone together to watch and enjoy. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. Oh man, like I got like when I saw this, and yeah, I was telling Eric this. There was this big long Twitter thread I found of Adam Sessler from XPlay from G4 back in the day. This like 20 to 30 reply rant on Twitter about how someone asked him, was like, what was the biggest blunder in the gaming industry you ever seen? He said, oh yeah, it's got to be the E3 that we could host a Microsoft conference on G4 and they're playing the Halo trailer and they cut the commercial in the middle. And someone in the comments of that video said, you can hear Adam whispering, they're still playing it, they're still playing it, they're still playing it. So I went back and like right before commercial, I could hear, they're still playing it, they're still playing it, they're still playing it. And from that channel, someone uploaded a whole bunch of old XPlay episodes. So I've been digging through a lot of those because, man, like before YouTube, kids, before the AVGN and all these people, television was your place to get video game news besides the internet. And it wasn't all that bad.
And before that, it was just go to game.
What is this internet of which you speak? I am older than the internet.
Yeah, I know.
The internet.
The internet wasn't anything for me until like early 2000s.
Yeah.
So anything gaming related, I had to find out what in the game store.
Yeah. So
GameStop or Electronic Boutique, whatever you want to call it.
So, question for you guys: if this is successful, do you think that this could replace E3 for next year?
Absolutely.
God, I hope so.
Probably. I mean, think about it. I mean, the amount of money that doesn't have to get spent on, not only, paying for, room and board for these guys to come out and do their presentations, but also the cost of putting together, cost of production to do these conferences. I mean, having used to set these up, I know how much these on a budget, I know what these conferences could cost. Yeah. So, I think from a cost perspective, I think it'd be a game changer.
Yeah. The only people I can see affected by this are like the third-party peripheral peddlers that usually permeate E3. Because like when you think E3 in the show floor, you only see what some gaming news outlets want you to see. It's just like the info and the closed door stuff about the games that they want you to see. I remember a lot of sites were just like, hey, let's look at the other crap that's here. And it's like, here's this inflatable go-kart that you can stick your Wiimote into to play Mario Kart. Because, like, a lot of people are thinking, like, this is Gamer Christmas. No, it's still a trade show. It's for,
Right.
store managers to, like, see products and be like, hey, I don't think this inflatable Mario Kart thing is stupid. I'm going to buy, 1,000 units and put them in all my stores nationwide.
To which then they get called stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I think over the last few years, with a lot of YouTubers and influencers getting invited or being able to get in because they have X amount of subscribers, it's become more of the just the hangout now. Like, I hear more about the parties than I do about anything else. It's like, oh yeah, I went to the Bethesda party. It's like, oh, what'd you find about the game? I don't know, man. I got so drunk. I'm like, I can just do this at home.
Right?
Yeah, and this is what I do. By the way, YouTube, you're not going to care about this, but guys in Twitch, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to live stream the tech specs of the Xbox One Series X and find out and see what's going on about that. Hopefully, their presentation's more entertaining than PS4. So I think I gave up halfway through that when freaking what's his name there, Dana Carvey was all like look at
You're saying nothing.
No,
You're saying,
I'll probably have a window pipped.
he's saying a lot of stuff. I understand
the
this.
stream. Yeah.
I understand that he said a lot, but to normal people like Eric or me or Canada,
The general consumer.
Do you play video games? Yes. Okay. Good.
So
what the fuck are you saying?
I'll probably have it pipped up on my stream tomorrow. So it'll be Gears of War reacting to Xbox Series X.
All right. So, good news for PC players: Halo 2 coming to PC on May 12th. So this is the third in the Master Chief Collection that's being ported. And it is the anniversary edition, obviously. I mean, that's the funny thing is that this game is so old. This was the reason to buy it is because this had the Halo 2 remake on it. Or the remastered, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be a big discussion on what makes it... Yeah, it's going to be a big discussion.
I want to finish the fighting AK.
Yeah, so that's coming out on May 12th on PC. So all that's left is Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 4. And then the entire Master Chief Collection will be complete on the PC. I mean, this will be good for guys like Patrick who prefer playing Master Chief Collection on PC. I think it's crossplay with Xbox One.
Check on that.
Yeah. There's a double check on there. Wordman in the chat's asking, is Reach on there? Yes, Reach was the first game they released for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Halo.
Speaking of Halo 3 ODST, that is going to be my host plays game, given to me by Mr. T.L. Wolf.
Nice. And I think I already called a dib on that spot, depending on when we do it.
I believe you did. So, Wolf is going to join me on that as well.
Do you have the 360 version?
Crossplay.
No, I'm going to have to get
no crossplay in Master Chief Collection.
Oh, I thought
between PC and Xbox.
I thought there was. Oh, okay.
No. I guess it's because everything is not there yet, so they're probably gonna wait until everything is there, and then
makes sense. What was I gonna say?
That's just a guess.
Something.
Oh
yeah. The 360 version. I mean, you don't like the only reason you would need the 360 is because the Master Chief Collection doesn't have the firefight mode of ODST. It's just the campaign. But I'd love to go through,
which is all we need. Which is all I need. So
I'd like to get people together to play the firefight mode of ODST because, like, that one was like super hard because with ODST you didn't have regenerated health, you just had stamina that regenerated. We got one. We got Wordman. He's got the 360 version.
Nice.
There you go. I mean, the 360 version should be hard to come by. It's probably like what, like $5.
$5.
Yeah.
$5.
I think it might have even been a gains for gold at one point.
I I don't know about games for gold, but I know they released ODST separately from Halo 3. Because I remember I had Halo 3, I got rid of it. I then got ODST and was able to play Halo 3 online.
Yeah, because there was a separate disc
like
that had the multiplayer on it.
right.
Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah. So good news for people on Halo. You can play that on May 12th. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. So off topic, but wrestling related. So Rhea Ripley came back to NXT last night. And she tweeted out the clip from a bridge. So it's Vegeta crash landing, going, "I'm back, bitches!"
nice.
And everyone's freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god, you love the abridged series?" Because everyone knows she's like a big weeb. She loves anime. Like her gear at WrestleMania.
As of all the takeaways,
WrestleMania was based on
Vegeta. Oh my
Vegeta.
god, you're a DBZA fan.
Yeah.
That's the big takeaway on that.
Yeah, the big takeaway. Oh my god, you're a bridge fan.
I don't think Asuka's directly stated if she was a fan or not, because there was a clip of her from her YouTube channel. She was wearing an Android 18 jacket, and she's just like, "Oh, what do you guys think?" And they cut to a bridge where Krillin sees Marin and his jaw drops to the ground.
Nice.
I need to refuel. All right. Next time up is
Master Chief Collection.
What that?
Halo Reach Firefight is on Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, the firefight mode's on that. Yeah, just not the ODST firefight.
Oh, I'm too sure about that one.
Which like. First of all, I think that was probably one of the better firefights because you had to manage your resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get into that. Well, we'll get into that another time. Up next, so Valorant is the new hotness on Twitch,
Cool.
but
that piece of shit.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Valorant's the new hotness, so I immediately hate it. But I really can't hate on a game I can't play, because you have to be a special person to play it. Being that you could only get a beta key through drops through Twitch. But some people have decided to just put VODs up and stay live 24/7 for drops. And now Twitch is cracking down on it, saying that you have to be actually contributing content other than past broadcasts. Now, it's not the same as running a rerun, which a lot of Twitch people do. When they're off, they're just like, "Oh, let me just throw a rerun of an old broadcast," and that's it.
Yeah,
no, this is just, okay, here's my VOD, let me convert it as a file, throw it into OBS, play that, boom, I'm live. Here are your drops.
So, yeah, well, I know we had talked about that when you had brought it up. Mixer used to have, and to an extent still kind of does on some games that you can get bonuses on. So, for instance, Forza Horizon, you got in-game experience from watching Forza Horizon 4 streams. And Mixer finally started cracking down on, so the 24/7 streams for grinds like that have been cracked down on. There were 24/7 music streams that had to be recategorized appropriately. And the big deal behind that was people abusing the game system on that. But also, if you went into Mixer, a lot of the higher watched channels were these 24/7 grind streams.
Yeah.
Which is what they didn't want. I think the same thing was also happening on Twitch a little bit. That some of the higher end, the higher viewed streams were just these guys, grinding the 24/7 Valorant streams.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny videos of Summit 1G looking around, just like, "Get this trash out of here." He's looking up and around. It's all the 24/7 ones that are around him. So I think out of the top 12 streams of the game, 8 of them were 24/7s. The top 5 were 24/7 streams, and then it was Summit 1G.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
That's just bad streaming all the way around. So
and I can't.
So good on Twitch for.
And I can't wait until this game gets into everybody's hands and not just the select chosen ones and few who are playing it right now. And then they start complaining that it's garbage because people are going to get better than them at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Happens with every game. It's just like, oh, that game's not as good as it used to be. Like, I bet I probably say that myself if I boot up Overwatch now, because I haven't played it in probably a year, if not more. Right. So if I go in there and try to play again, especially with these new characters, I'm probably gonna suck. I could be like, oh, it's not like it was in the olden days. It's like, I don't even remember what it was like in the old game.
I don't even remember why I bought it, to be honest.
I think because Gamedays.
Probably.
I have two. I own it on PC and the Xbox One. I almost said 360. Jesus Christ.
So.
But then again, Overwatch is on the Switch. You know? Then again, Overwatch is on the Switch, so if it can be on the Switch, it can be on the 360.
Right. So, so real quick, I just had this kind of pop into one of my feeds here. So,
what?
Pure speculative rumor. However, the Mass Effect trilogy remaster may be out before next April.
I can see that happening because BioWare needs something to save them.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andromeda, flop. Anthem, flop.
Yeah. Which is a damn shame, because I really, contrary to...
science and magic!
Exactly. I really enjoyed both of those games. It's just they just didn't do a good job of sustaining it.
Yeah.
Either one. Andromeda, I think, could have been a good game if they, like all the little tech issues that they had been fixed before release. Anthem, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Anthem's problem was really. I liked Anthem. That was just me. So, but yeah, yeah.
I think it was just that promise of like, oh, there'll always be something to do, or it's like, oh, this is like a 10-year game, and then they're like, oh, it's been 6 months. Yeah, we're done.
Pretty much. I mean, it's
like if you don't, I find with games like that, like games as a service, if you don't say that it's with the service, but you just keep updating to it, it lasts longer. I mean, Robe was just playing Battlefront 2 tonight, and they just put their last update up today, and I did not anticipate that game even lasting a year with any type of content. Right. And how long has it been out for? When did it? What did it come out? I think it came out
2 years ago. I want to say
Battlefront 2. Oh God, no! It's been at least 4. I would have said in between Force Awakens and no, it would have came out the same time as Last Jedi because
2017.
There it is.
It's 3 years. Like that's still crazy for a game like that. Like usually it gets like one DLC within a year and then boom, that's it.
Right.
I was thinking of the first Battlefront remake. That was 2015, I think. Because that one had the Rogue One DLCs in it.
Sorry. Dancing over here.
Why?
Don't
Just stay away.
Yeah, to stay away.
Stay awake? Okay.
We're good.
Yeah. So Twitch is cracking down on 24/7. There's still like people that have 24/7 in their titles. I don't know why. Like, but I mean, like if they're playing the game 24/7, cool. But I'm not. Hey, that's also a violation of TOS because you're not allowed to stream for 24 consecutive hours. You have to stop your stream at some point. That's kind of why we could get away with Extra Life because we do it in 3-hour blocks technically,
right?
And it's not the same person. So, next up, this is actually news episode today. So Ed Boon and Mortal Kombat tweet out Mortal Kombat Aftermath expansion coming May 27th. So it continues on the story from Mortal Kombat 11. So spoiler alert if you haven't played it, but basically Liu Kang becomes a new Elder God, defeats Kronika, and is set to set the timeline as he wants. But apparently with this DLC, Shang Tsung shows up and says, you can't actually do that. You need the crown, which is destroyed. We can go get it. And they also announced, I think, 3 new characters. We've got Fujin, the Elder God of Wind. Shiva is coming back. No Melina. But the best
Thank
part,
God.
and I'm going to fast forward to it.
That's
Where you
the
at?
worst.
Where you at? There you are. Not you, buddy. RoboCop as a fighter. Voiced by Peter Weller.
Oh, did they get it? Oh.
Yes, it is Peter Weller.
Oh, that's the Peter. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right. So on the
I got a robo boner. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So it's a full expansion. So it's gonna be an expansion to the story mode. 3 new characters, 3 new skin packs. There's gonna be stage fatalities. So they're actually bringing in more stages. That's gonna be a free update. So you don't need the DLC for the stages, the friendships, and the new stages overall. That's gonna come on May 26th.
The only thing you pay for is the characters and the story.
Yeah, like crazy. I can't wait for this because I love NetherRealm story modes in their fighting games, and more of it is just, ooh, yes. Donut's got a link in chat. Is that the gif of RoboCop at the WCW pay-per-view where he saves Sting from the Horsemen? Yes, Sting and RoboCop versus the 4 Horsemen. Ole Anderson don't want nothing to do with it. So, this makes me happy because they've been stating that Mortal Kombat 11, they want this to be a longer season, or, you know, they want longer content for this. So it's not just like a 1.5-year cycle in between games, because after this would be Injustice 3. So yeah, I'm all for more content. I can't wait for this. This is day 1 purchase for me, day 1 stream for me, as far as the story mode goes. I don't think they'll put all the characters all at once. They'll space it out, which I'm okay with. Gives me ample opportunity to go back and play them. But with MKX, they gave us Alien vs. Predator. With MK11, they're giving us RoboCop versus Terminator. I can't wait to see the dialogue options between
Right.
Peter Weller and not Arnold. So guys, I know your thoughts, Short Bus. You don't really care for fighting games, but I'm hyped for it.
I mean, here's my take on it, because you're right. I'm not a fighting game guy, but you know what? I'm excited to watch it on a game day.
Yeah.
I'll be excited to see. I'll be excited to see that streamed or on a game day. So,
Shiro, what do you thought? What do you think?
Robo Bacon.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So one of our go-to games on the channel here is obviously the wrestling games. And with 2K20 being a dumpster fire, it's no secret that 2K confirmed that there will not be 2K21 next year. And also, too, they are not shutting down the servers for 2K19 at this time. They were set to go down at the end of the month, but they said that they're going to leave it up for the foreseeable future. Hopefully that means for at least a couple of years. That would be awesome. But in the place of 2K21, we're getting a new game called 2K Battlegrounds, which, when you look at the trailer, it looks like it harkens back to WWE All-Stars. For anyone who played All-Stars.
Fighting? Are they? What are those midgets?
Yeah, that's the one complaint
okay.
people have is the graphics. They're just like, why do they look like that? It's like, because it's a cartoony representation of the wrestlers. They're not supposed to look photorealistic. I hate the internet sometimes. Shut the fuck up.
I love it.
All Stars, for those who hadn't played it, like it was a small roster. They were super over exaggerated proportions. So like basically it's like if Hulk Hogan didn't stop doing steroids, this is what everyone looks like. Like you could do combos, you could air juggle, like the moves were all over the top. Like if you wanted to, like you could like jump to the top turnbuckle from like 4 quarters of the other way across the ring. Pinfalls didn't really matter. It was all about hitting your finishing move and knocking the opponent out. Like All Stars was such a great game. It sucks that the online servers are down because that would make for some great game days. And it's a game that people have been pining for THQ to make again, but then 2K bought the license, and then they're like, nope, gotta keep everything super realistic like the other games, which is fine. Like I like the simulation games sometimes, but a little variety, wouldn't kill everyone. I mean, but I would say day one purchase for something like this, but knowing 2K's record, I can't. I don't trust it enough to chuck him as far as The Rock just did with John Cena there. So we'll have to wait and see.
But there were alligators involved, so I mean, it's
I mean, this is different. Like, there's like different themed rings. I mean, before it was just cartoony versions of the Raw, SmackDown, and WrestleMania stages. They still looked good, but
I gotta see a little bit more of it before I make a decision on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's coming in the fall or possibly later, depending on how bad COVID kind of pushes everything over. Shiro, thoughts? Thumbs up. All right.
He did a thumbs up.
Is your mic broken? Is that why your thumb's not flipping off? No?
No.
Okay. Just
I don't need words to express how I feel about those stupid RoboCop and All-Star.
Okay.
That's by Peter Weller.
Yes.
Peter Weller can go suck a dick.
Next up, so there was a gigantic 3.0 update to Super Mario Maker since the last podcast. And holy crap, that they this is like almost a brand new game they gave us. They gave us a world builder, Mario 2 elements, the frog suit, the Mecha Koopas, the Koopalings are back. Like I haven't gone back and I started making levels again, but I haven't finished a lot of them. Like I need to make a world. I know Woody's been working on the world that we need to do some point on a game day.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, you heard her first.
I heard it earlier on Rope Stream and yesterday. The end of mine.
This is just
I'm just saying that. Next week I'm playing your game.
Oh, right. You don't have to say it out loud.
Where are you? Over there. Oh, you're here. Okay. I'm playing your game. Next week.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know what that is off cast. We'll talk about it. I don't know why I left it on the idle animations, but if they ever make a Mario Maker 3, like they said this is the last major update they're doing. So if they make a 3, what the hell could they add to it?
A lot, apparently.
Can you imagine if they were if the next Mario Maker was like, oh yeah, by the way, you can make Super Mario 64 levels.
Oh.
Here, we're putting the star here. Go get it. Oh, Warband beat me to it. You said it right in the chat. 3D level maker.
Yeah, 3D level maker. That'd be interesting, but extremely challenging. Now you're not just going here to here. You're going here. There's a lot of space you need on the system and the game.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see. So next up, we can reset the clock again. It's more news from GameStop. They announced executive pay cuts. Good. Hitting them where it actually hurts. And they said they'll reopen some stores amid COVID-19 pandemic.
I need my
I mean,
GameStop. I'm sorry. I want my GameStop.
Well, I mean, at this
I need
point,
my
they're
cheaper
like,
games.
I mean, at this point, they're just like, you know what? I think I said this last podcast. If Vince McMahon could convince the state that wrestlers are essential workers, it's like, what the fuck? People need video games. Like, people don't need stupid wrestling.
People
They
need
need
video
stupid video
games.
games.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I
we
mean
need video games.
yeah. So like in South Carolina,
Or cheaper.
the standing order is, all stores can open now. The stipulation on that, though, is you can only have, I want to say it's, X amount of, I want to say it's like 10 people
10
per
people in-
10 people per 1,000 square feet. Now, if your
Mm.
store, in a GameStop store, I guess, yeah, I think we'll agree is either at or under 1,000 square feet. Most GameStops are. So they got to figure out the math from that. So like, there's one one of the little delis that I pick up from, I actually have a sign that says no more than 4 people. Yeah, that like
store.
it had like the state mandated, and then they had to cross that number out because they're clearly under 1,000 feet, square feet of like no more than 5 people allowed in the store at one time. So I have a feeling that's where, even if they open, that's where they're gonna have to sit at.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing too. I like my boss when he told me the news that we might be going back June 1st. I completely forgot to ask him. I said I was going to ask him. It's like, okay, so when we go back in June 1st, like obviously we're still going to be doing social distancing. I need that. Can I wear like I'm not gonna. I shouldn't even ask him. I was just I'm telling you, I'm going to be wearing masks at work.
right, yeah.
And while I walk around. Because I am at more risk to catch it than anyone else in the store. I don't know about anyone else because no one else really talks about any medical conditions, but I've told them, I said, oh yeah, I just found out apparently I'm diabetic, so there's that. I mean, like, honestly, like, I don't know. I knew this was, like, coming. I don't follow, the state's, like, cases, that go up and down. I just know what's been going on in Canada. Like, we went almost 2 weeks straight here without a new case, and then all of a sudden 2 more just popped out. I was like, how the hell? We were like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks fully free, and then all of a sudden these 2 just pop up.
I can't vouch for Texas. I know South Carolina, we've hit a plateau. We still get an occasional, we're still getting them, but the big thing is that the rate has slowed. And even still, my county, although now bear in mind the county that I live in has only had a total of like 4 confirmed cases. My county's huge, but with them opening up, North Myrtle Beach opened up last week. Myrtle Beach opens up this week, or opens up next week. So the tourist season, while still going to be suffering, we're going to be getting tourists left and right. So I would expect, my county is just going to, it'll be an explosion in numbers. So
yeah.
So we'll see what happens here.
I mean, for us, like, it's like we're going to open up the stores, but the borders are still going to be closed. So I'm not going to get like tourism is going to be dead this year.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be nothing unless it's local tourism, like someone from another city will come over.
Right.
I mean, we'll have to see what it's going to be like then, because like around this time when Melanie and I have a weekend off together, it's like, I need to get out of the city. Let's go somewhere. She's like, okay, where? I said, north. Let's go. What's up north? I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. Let's go. I was actually going to take her up north soonish to show her where I went to school for 2 years and just to see what else has changed. But according to a friend of mine that lives up there, he's like, yeah, everything you know and love has been burnt down. I'm like, why? It's like, insurance money. I'm like, okay. It's like all those nightclubs you loved, they're gone. Yeah. I've heard stories of those nightclubs where, like, guy was trying to change the lettering on the sign, and oops, he slipped and broke his neck on the sidewalk. Family gets insurance money.
Right. I mean, it's just...
This is just the stories you hear. Okay. Last story before we get into the movie review, and this will tell us whether or not this podcast will be on YouTube or not. So a couple weeks ago, The Last of Us 2 gets delayed indefinitely, along with Iron Man VR as part of COVID-19 concerns. Then an anonymous person just leaks the entire game on YouTube and other social media sites. And then immediately the next day, there is a new release date for the game. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, it just went gold. It's coming out at the end of June. Have fun. A lot of people were speculating that it was a disgruntled Naughty Dog employee because they were tired of crunch. And they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, here's the game. Just there. Sony says that they know who leaked it. It's not a disgruntled employee of Naughty Dog or Sony Computer Entertainment. Another speculation say that it was a hack, like someone like hacked their server and like pulled all the information off. And I'm like,
not buying it.
I'm not buying it either, because if he did hack your servers and took the source code, that means he would have to have some type of PS4 dev kit in order to run the fucking thing. Because according to people who have seen the spoilers, there's a lot of like programming info on there that makes it seem like it is legit. And whoever leaked it just spoiled the whole fucking thing for people. And there's two types of people who are mad about this. Obviously, the people at Naughty Dog and Sony who were like, great, you ruined it and you can ruin any potential sales. And then there are fans who read it and went, oh god, this is terrible. Like, I don't know what the spoiler is, but I just know people describing how it will make you feel. It's like, hey, do you remember how you used to like Game of Thrones? And how you used to like Star Wars? It's like that. And I'm like...
I never played the first one, so I have no feelings on this.
Yeah. I have divisive feelings about it in general. I mean, there are people who just absolutely love it, and I'm like, uh-oh. I think we lost Shiro. Because, you just split off there. Okay. Now he's over here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you just disconnected there.
Yeah, I saw.
Excuse me while I scoot over this way.
Yeah.
Front of the line. And now he's coming back. Okay.
And now I'll go back over this way.
See, I don't know if I like. Do you care for spoilers on Last of Us 1?
Not really.
Okay. So this is the main crux of it. I mean, like, I'm sorry if you didn't play it by now. Everything's off on this. You had plenty of time to play it. So here, like the premise of the game is, as Joel, like when the infection starts, your daughter gets shot and killed in your grief, and I think it's like 20 years later that then the game starts taking place. So you meet up with Ellie. She got bitten by an infected, but she doesn't turn. So, yes, Krillin, evil sciencey magic. So the whole premise of the game is it's an escort mission. You have to take her to the other side of the country, and it takes a very long time to get there. So, through that, you start developing a relationship with her. You start, befriending her and, making sure she's okay. By the time you get there, and it's like, okay, we got her here. Now what? It's like, okay, we need to take some of her brain out. We need to figure out what makes her tick and makes her immune to the spores and the infection, right? And it's like, this could lead to a cure. And he's like, but she's gonna die. And they're like, yeah. He's like, he starts freaking out because he's like, that's my daughter. Like, he starts treating her like his own daughter again. And, like, basically breaks her out and takes her back. And it's this whole, like, that's why people love it, is because it's this whole, like, who was right? Is Joel right for taking out that group when they could have cured everyone? Or it's like, no, don't take my daughter away from me again. I need her.
Yeah.
And probably one of the best. I tuned to one of the better endings of a video game is that they get back to like the safe house where they were at before. It's, you know, it's well protected. You can live a good life there. Before they get back, Ellie asks Joel, it's like, because he's like, oh, they couldn't fix you. Apparently they had other people. You're fine. Like, basically lied to her and killed everyone there and took her away. So she's like, don't lie to me. Tell me that everything you told me about them was true. And he goes, I swear to God, everything I told you about it was true. And she gives him this look, like she knows he's lying, and just goes, okay. And that's the end of the game. So, knowing that and how people are reacting to the ending of this being spoiled, they're like, I don't like what you're doing. Change it.
Hey, you know, and it's again.
Hearts are going to break, apparently.
I'm sure they are. Now, I know that there's a lot of emotional attachment to the game. I'm not one of them. So.
Yeah. Because you can call me crazy. Before the extended cut of Mass Effect 3 came out, I was okay with the ending.
Right? Yeah, the original
I
one.
appreciate the extended cut, obviously.
Right.
Because it told more, and you actually got to say goodbye to your love interest if he or she was still on the ship. By the way, Liara. I'm saying. I got her through all 3 games.
I was a whore.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I was a whore.
Yeah, it was a big whore too.
So you didn't keep one person for the entire trilogy?
No, I got them all,
had-
bitch. I got the harem.
Right, you're right. I did. I ended up getting Ashley for the first one. Who was it? I ended up getting the mid roll one, which didn't count. So Jack. And then I ended up with someone else. I don't remember who. On the second one, yeah, and then in the 3, yeah, it might have been, and then 3, I ended up. Yeah, it was a mess. It was just a mess.
Number
Okay,
3.
let's
3 would have been Ashley,
right.
maybe Liara.
That ass though.
You couldn't
Right,
get
doesn't matter.
Miranda because she was just a side character. Cortez, if you just decide to want to go gay.
Miranda, I got in 2, so it would have been Miranda in 2, and then
You could have had her
Liara
in 3.
So, yeah, no, I was a whore all the way across.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
No one saved Caden. No.
No, Caden was a prick.
I will argue this to the day I die until Melly and I are old and withered on the porch looking at the flowers. I will always save Ashley over Caden because Ashley, yes, she's a racist, but at least she had a character. Caden is just, oh, my biotics hurt my head. That's my character arc. Plus, he's voiced by the guy who plays Michael Jonas on Voyager for season 2, and I make that argument every time. She's like, "I hate Ashley." It's like, yeah, well, at least my love interest didn't get killed by Neelix. He got back body dropped by Neelix and engineering into a cloud of green dust and vaporized. What a way to go out!
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Caden.
Your logic is undeniable.
My logic is sound. I'm as logical as any Vulcan. I've been watching way
Fucking
too much
nerd.
Star Trek.
Yes,
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Well, I tweeted out today that I watched the episode where they made a second hologram doctor because this bug thing was stuck to B'Elanna, and everyone's just like, "Oh Jesus, delete that! Why? It's a Cardassian." It's like the doctor's like, "So what? Why was you judge against race?" I'm like, they occupied a planet for 60 years where they raped and pillaged everything, and they're currently at war with our Federation and are killing billions while we're out here. Fuck them. And I said, oh, do you want to keep them around? Just Change him so he's not Cardassian. Make him just a human. Right? That would have solved all your problems. So, Cher, how you been? You're telling us to look at Samus?
No, I'm trying to
Yeah, he's
doing a thing.
Yep. It might be.
He went to do a thing. Now you have me. Oh my god! Oh no! Mrs. Boss is phasing into existence. Oh,
She's
dear
pushing that
God.
now. Maybe she's a hologram. Computer, activate emergency command wife.
Step away from the camera.
Let's talk the chat before we get into
Step
the.
away from the camera. Step away from the camera.
Makoto's asking any good things on sale lately.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of sales, the selection this month for free games is
Yeah, I can talk about that real quick. Yeah, the selection is
good.
very underwhelming.
Yep.
Although there's
Farming
Farming
Simulator,
Simulator on PS4. We need to do a game day, and we need to create Joseph 2.0.
No,
Yay.
we do not.
Yes, we do.
Farming Simulator is free.
At least we could just play Farming Simulator. What's the other one on PlayStation Plus right now?
My phone. I don't remember, but it's not like a oh my god, I must get this game.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really underwhelming on both sides, but I think Xbox have some redeeming ones.
There's like something sensible soccer. It's an arcade title
Mhm.
and a rally
Right.
game. Yeah, add that to the list of rally games I'm never gonna play.
Right. I don't know. They got a Warhammer Dungeon Crawler Diablo-esque game, so that one kind of looks.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, speaking of the Minecraft
Inquisitor.
Dungeon comes out at the end of the month. All right. That's all.
Plus. No, free games.
Yeah.
Farming Simulator 19 and City Skylines.
The well is going to dry up at some point. Yeah. I
The
mean,
game
2K
that was absolutely broken when it came out.
Oh yeah. City Skylines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That nobody could play because you wouldn't log in.
No, that was
So you
that was SimCity.
SimCity?
Yeah, that was EA's
yeah.
SimCity reboot. Yeah.
Ah. Well, they're the same shit, so whatever.
No, City Skylines had a different thing that had different problems where like it would crash and corrupt your save file. At least on the Xbox One version.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
All right. Well, that's it for the news. It's time to move on to our next statement, where we see if Hollywood can replicate video game storylines onto the silver screen. It's time for Video Games, the Movie, the Game, the Review. All right, and what we're reviewing this podcast is the Tomb Raider reboot from 2017. I can never pronounce the girl's name right. It's Alexia Vanderhoff or Vanderhout. So it's loosely, and I'll say loosely based on the Tomb Raider reboot that came out like 6 years ago. I'll say loosely because the other colorful cast of characters that were in the reboot game are not in here. So there's no Jonah, there's no Sam, which thank God, because I would not be able to stand 45 minutes of this Lara Croft screaming Sam every 2 seconds looking for her.
Alicia Vikander.
Vikander, there we go. Magneto's wife.
Shit.
She's married to Michael Fassbender, so.
Good catch.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right?
So again, we say that this is loosely based because, like I said, like This guy here,
Very loosely
Loom,
based.
yeah, he is supposed to be the Jonah character, so he's the sidekick of this. Like right here in the trailer, they're doing an okay job recreating the opening of the game. Other than it's just her jumping off the boat, it's not the boat splitting in half and her jumping from end to end. But the premises is the same. Like it's still on the island that takes ships in. It's still Himiko. But it involves her father a lot more than the first reboot. Well, the reboot game, anyways.
That showed
and
up in this one at all.
this movie I thought was way better than the Angelina Jolie movie.
Oh yeah, it was better.
Yeah, well, it was a better movie. But that's because the Angelina Jolie movie was intentionally trying to be over the top.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was trying to be over the top. So
And with this, it was just like, all right, we got the basic premise down. Let's go with it.
Right.
The one thing that scared me when we went to go see us in theaters was that right there, the Square Enix logo. When that popped up, I went, oh.
Right.
And she's like, what? I said, the last movie I saw that had Square in it was the Spirits Within.
Oh, come on. The Spirits Within wasn't completely... Oh. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there.
When I spit that blood, you almost...
Oh, my God.
When I spit the blood, you almost puked.
Moving on.
Yeah, and like it sets up a lot for the sequel as well. Like there's sequel bait in this. And they actually I mean, other than the COVID-19 stuff, halting productions and stuff, they are working on the sequel right now. The sequel, though, they are going to mash the plots of Rise and Shadow together. So there'll be two different islands she'll be going to, apparently. But if that means if they're going to put stuff from Shadow in there, I want a shot of her rising from a lake with gas fire behind her, and then she goes on a murder spree. That was one of my favorite parts of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because the bad guy's like, hey, I killed your best friend. What? Yeah, I killed your best friend. What are you going to do about it? And she gets knocked into the lake. She comes out, and the guy's just like, oh. She's like, I'll kill every one of you. And then her best friend's fine. So she's like, oh God. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want that.
So,
yeah.
Question for you guys. Have any of you guys played the reboot game?
Yes.
Eric?
Maybe I'll have to do that. I'll have to do a run with that.
Okay. So
They're on Game Pass for now, so you
No.
have to do it fast.
no, they're gone.
They're gone?
All of them are gone. But
I'll buy 'em
they
for you,
are
buddy.
they are
one of them was the Games with Gold. I have that one. So
Yeah.
I think the first one was so.
Okay, you should start with that one, then decide whether or not you want to continue. Oh,
if
shit.
you need
What is that?
if you need a copy, I'm pretty sure I can persuade Melanie to mail one to you. We have enough of them. Every steel book, every permutation, every different copy of it.
Hey,
I live in a.
I gotta ask. Is your wife a fan of Tomb Raider at all?
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
a little bit.
It's not like she
probably has 3 copies: one for playing, one for keeping in the package, and another one for just reviewing every time she comes into the room. But regular.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, like I have not had the chance to actually categorize everything she owns, because there are some times where she'll go online, she'll find someone with a strategy guide that she thinks she doesn't have, go buy it, brings it back in, and then it's like, shit, I already have it. I'm like, you need to categorize this. Send him Womb Raider Makoto.
No.
She owns that.
No, thank you.
No,
It was given
besides
to
you can
her
find
by
it for
an ex.
free on Pornhub.
I'm good.
It was given to her from an ex before we started dating. We're not reviewing that one, and you don't want to. No, you don't want to. Like I passed out. Like I had like an April Fool's joke I did where I was like pretending to be Brad Jones, the cinema snob, since he likes to review a lot of bootleg like porns and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, just I'll review the Tomb Raider porn, as the cinema snob, and I was like, I can't make jokes about this. Like the only joke I think one of the only funny jokes I made was like her butler takes her to the airport. And he's so bored that he pulls out a Game Boy and starts playing it. And I'm just like, excuse me, Tomb Raider was on Game Boy Color. That wouldn't work in that. But no, it's the most It's like, have you ever watched anything on like Skinemax or Cinemax or whatever the channel is?
Yeah.
Think that, just think that, but softer.
So we're talking about like midnight hour Cinemax.
I don't even like.
From
We
the
should
way
probably
he's
get to.
describing
I
it,
should
sounds
probably
like-
go.
It
Let's just.
sounds like the 11 p.m. before you get to
The 11 p.m. before it gets spicier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
there you go.
So that's the soft part. Okay, the under the sheet. There's movement, but there's absolutely nothing happening. Just a little grinding.
Not.
Moving on.
Go look it up if you want to. But
Yep.
I don't know. I really like this. I think Alexia did a
Wait.
fantastic job.
I got a reference that you might get, Johnny. The type that Candice Michelle did.
Softer than that.
Softer. Oh dear God.
Oh, for
Yes.
fuck's sake.
Yes.
Well, then it's just a waste of time.
Yes.
I don't know why I went Irish on that. That hurts my brain.
So back to the non-porn version of Tomb Raider. like there's some like the sequences like of her escaping are like straight out of the game. I was waiting for like QTE prompts to show up. But I will say that there's like two moments that mirror each other. It's like her first kill in the game and in this. Like in this one, it's a lot more brutal. I don't know. Okay, what was more brutal? Her fighting off the gunman to put the gun into his face and pulling the trigger? Or her doing like the headlock and burying him in that puddle to drown him? What was more brutal?
I'm gonna go drowning.
I go with gun because mainly because she's left with the image of her on the other guy's blood.
Yeah.
You know?
But then like in the movie, she drowns the dude. And then, like, she's got time to kind of calm down, and then she's okay with the bow and arrow. In the game, it's like, she's freaking out. She's like, oh, God, I killed someone. And then all of a sudden, you take back control, and it's just headshot, headshot, headshot. I was like, okay, I guess you're okay then. You've got no problems just picking
I'm not saying, like, the follow-up was okay or not. I'm saying that moment, if you were to put the two and two together, that moment will give you more of a scar because that guy's dead. There's a hole in his head. His brains are all over you. You're processing what happened. It takes a while.
Yeah.
I should know. I don't know if Eric knows, but I know that feeling.
So, the MMA part there, like when she's fighting the MMA chick there, like, man, she's cut in this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's like a 10-pack there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, they did a good job.
Yeah, her 6-pack's got a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that my left bicep?
Hot dog.
No, it was my abdominals.
I'll let her kick my ass.
There's another part that came up on the trailer here. They didn't really convey that there's a lot of ships in here like they did in the game. Because in that first part of the game, when you come up and the logo pops, you can see all the wrecked ships that crash landed there. They don't really convey that a lot in that shot when she hits the beach.
That's your answer.
That just times so perfectly. I don't know why.
We can blame Twitch. It's literally Twitch going off. Like, oh, this guy's online. This guy's online. This guy's online. I'm like, well, fucker, like everybody.
Hey, you're keeping up with notifications, and that's awesome.
Some of them.
Yeah. But Tomb Raider, it's a good. I like it. I mean, I think it's one of the better video game movies out there.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones I've reviewed for said podcast.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
moments that you.
it was so good.
Mm.
Like I was in the middle of watching it. Melanie comes in near the end, and she's just like, "Oh, you're watching this?" I said, "Yeah, I gotta watch it for the podcast." She's like, "All right," and then the movie ended. She went, like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm gonna watch it now." She want to go back to rewatch it. It's a good one to rewatch too.
I rented it. I rented it on the YouTube.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
I
It's not painful to watch.
I could have been presented with something much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Well, it's.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty we could have picked from that could be much worse.
The other.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, now we can do Predator.
Wait.
What?
I don't think we can do Predator.
Sure, we can.
Why?
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I didn't. No. Tired baggage.
Oh, there's
Actually, we
plenty.
can do Aliens versus Predator because that's based on the game. The game came first.
Which was based on a comic.
So there was a movie before.
Well, thank you,
There was a
YouTube
game before the
for
movie.
thank you, YouTube, for recommending me the workout video for Alexia. See how she got her 8-pack. Looks like a lot of weight training and push-ups with that gym ball. Like she's on her tippy toes. Like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
my ass ain't getting that cut. In the movie, does she lock a butler in a room? No.
No.
Croft Manor in this has been pretty well deserted. At the end, though, I made Melanie laugh because when I pulled up, I started doing my Patrick Stewart. It's just like, welcome, Miss Croft. I'm Professor Charles Xavier. It's not the same castle, but it almost very well could be.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be Wayne Manor or Professor X's school or
right. That could have been
Oliver Queen's castle.
One of 100 sets. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's time for questions. So every podcast we ask you to leave questions in our Discord. We don't have a whole lot of them this week, so this will go by pretty quickly. I'll ask, has there ever been a game you've never heard of, but after watching someone else play it, you decide to look into it for yourself? Yes. I have stated several times that the reason I was always curious about Yakuza was because of the Best Friends, because they would talk about it all the time on their podcasts, and they did little LPs here and there back on the Machinima days, and then they did full LPs. So I was like, I never watched them because I was like, you talk about it so much, it sounds interesting. I'm going to check it out for myself. And then I did, and I'm like, you know what? It's not for me. I'm not going to pass on it. They're just, like, they're way too long. What about you guys?
Windjammers.
Really? From who?
Just varying people in the G1 community. I forgot who it always came up in conversation. And then I finally got a chance to sit down and play it at MagFest. So I got a chance to sit down and play for a little bit. I got a chance to watch the tournament, the Windjammer tournament. So it's just I don't remember who specifically, but I know we had talked about it a couple times on Gamedays. So it was just one of those. I'm like, oh, okay, and so this is what they were talking about. Gotcha. Let's play it.
Yeah. Shiro, yourself?
Wait a minute. I played way too many games.
I'm trying to think of something else that I picked up because someone kept talking about it.
Yeah,
Azura's Wrath. Azura's Wrath, because it was always this mystery game that no YouTuber wanted to touch because of copyright claims. And then I watched Max's boss rage of the DLC against Ryu and Akuma and Oni and Evil Ryu, and I was just like, this game looks ridiculous. I need to play it.
Yeah, I need to play it too.
Yeah.
It's still on the... Oh, wait, it's backward compatible, right?
Yes.
Yes, I can buy it. Awesome.
Yep.
Monster Hunter.
All right.
from my best friend. He kept talking about it, and he wrote me in.
Yeah. What was the first one you picked up?
Monster Hunter 2.
Really?
Yeah.
On
And then went back to play 1.
Wow.
And then played them all.
I actually owned the first one on PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. I feel it's relatively cheap, but
Like some monsters.
right.
If you think Monster Hunter World is difficult, just you'll know that
I know.
in the past, when you heal, you stood in place, and not only you stood in place, at the end, you flex.
Right. So I put this
It
one
was
in.
formal disrespect.
I put this question in earlier or yesterday because we were low on questions. So I put, Mr. Burns, your campaign seems to have the momentum of a runaway freight train. Why are you so popular? And I don't know how to answer
Because
that.
I'm an asshole?
Flex tape, because we use ample amounts of flex tape
And G Fuel,
and G Fuel.
please sponsor
Also
us.
this.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, I couldn't hit the button.
Yeah.
Well,
I still have not gotten my.
I'm not allowed to hit that button after 9 o'clock.
I've still not gotten my smart mark button yet, and I blame Florida because it's been sitting there. I think it's been sitting there for the last month.
Right. Fair.
Yeah, fucking WWE's essential workers. God forbid if the U.S. Postal Service is essential.
Dude, you realize, pandemic notwithstanding, you're talking about the U.S. Postal Service.
True.
It's garbage to begin with. I'm surprised Huggable Lux got her damn shirt this week.
I got my mask today.
So, all right.
Jimbo asked thoughts on MK11 Aftermath. We talked about that on the news. Finally, Silent Hero says, "Is RoboCop going to shoot people in the dick? If that's not one of his
Most likely,
fatalities,
yes.
or at least his X-ray, I'll be sad. Like if he's going to shoot opponents in the dick, it better go first person, and I better see that green reticle.
It's probably going to be the fatality. Just shoot him in the dick.
Just shoot him in the dick once. Have like
That's
a 20
it.
second like like him just writhing in pain, and then just shoot him in the head.
That's
and
about
put
it.
him out of
Yeah,
his misery.
that's all you need. You just shot him in the dick. That's fatal.
I will mark out if that ever happened, word man. If the president of OCP shows up and just goes, "Behave yourselves."
Right.
One of my favorite lines from RoboCop 2. It's just RoboCop 2 is just mauling down everyone, and RoboCop's trying to take him out, and OCP's just like, "Behave yourselves."
I like how both of them kind of look at him for a second and just continue to go at it. Yeah.
Or ricochet a bullet off a freezer door. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The guy had the baby. He's like, "I'll blow his brains out." And RoboCop's just like, "Zzz. If I shoot here, it'll go."
Oh wait,
And then the girl
Robocop
comes in,
happened in
grabs it.
recoil.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that's it for questions. We'll do our quick plugs and then we'll get into spoiler talk. So, you can find us on our own individual channels. I'm still on Twitch here at twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase. I'll be live tomorrow night with Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Been played that a little bit yesterday. I love those Bushi games, but I don't play Dynasty Warriors at all. I really should. I've played Gundam, I've played Hyrule Warriors, and I played this one. I should play just a proper Dynasty Warrior someday, but that's what I'll be doing. Short Bus, you do your streams over on Mixer, and you do it in the morning. What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be Gears of War, and then, of course, during the Xbox 2020, I'll have a pip window up showing that off. So,
Nice.
yeah, so that way we can talk about it while we hack things to bits
Nice.
in Gears of War 5.
Yeah.
And that'll be over at
That's the
mixer.com/shortbus_Eric.
Correct.
Same thing, but on Twitch.
Oh, you're gonna do Gears of War tomorrow on Twitch? Okay, so it's twitch.tv/Shiro937.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it for the podcast proper. We are now into FF7 remake spoiler talk. So this is your warning. If you don't want to know anything about the ending or about anything about the game, mute us now. And you have been warned. Okay.
We're gonna go through chapter by chapter, or we're gonna go?
No. Just general. If we go chapter by chapter, we'll be here all night.
Yeah. No.
Now, I have thoughts on the ending. I don't have super strong, as a lot of people have apparently had online. I will say that some of the positives about this game and its environments and is the fact that I see general joy in people's faces when they've been playing this game, especially at the beginning, and they get that opening, the bombing run music playing, bring grown men to tears. I've had immense joy watching the voice actress for Aerith streaming it on her Twitch channel and getting so emotional whenever Aerith shows up. And especially the utter joy is when the sequence when you're climbing on the roof of the slums and she's climbing up the ladder and it breaks and Aerith just goes shit. She's like, she swears, I've been so happy to voice that.
Right.
Okay.
I'm still compiling a few thoughts here. Eric, give me your thoughts on it.
I'm going through it now on hard. And I am still, from the story perspective, they did a phenomenal job, and we'll get into some nuances here in a little bit. But they did a phenomenal job of taking you from the start of the story that we know and ending up in a ending the story questionably.
Mm-hmm.
For episode 1. And again, we'll explain why I say questionably. Johnny knows why I say what. Shiro knows why. If you've played the game, you understand why I say questionably.
Yeah.
The direction that it's going. But overall, it was a phenomenal ride that I had no problem doing. What I think I did 4 8-hour streams. 3 or 4 8-hour streams, just delving into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
I remember one time I actually had to put down the chat. Yeah.
It's like, you're still here. I'm like, I know.
It's 5:30, dude. For you kind of need to go. He's like,
yeah, right. I just want to finish this section. Yeah, I had a lot of those moments where it was, I want to finish this section, and then 3 hours later. For me, yeah, it was the equivalent of someone who enjoys a good book and can't put it down. It really did that to me.
Yeah.
Which is the first game in a long time to do that. Even though it's a story that I know in and out, by heart. In fact, I finished playing the OG Fantasy 7, probably a month and a half ago, before this even came out.
Yeah.
So,
because you were playing that at work on your Switch.
Yarp.
Yeah. I know Woody's currently playing that right now on Xbox. Yeah, Cheryl, you just recently finished it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on your experience?
I like how they're retelling, but not it's the same.
That's kind of the divide I've been seeing online. Is a lot of people are saying that they like this new path that it's taking, and I see others that are like, I watched one streamer finish it, and the look on his face was like, it was almost like someone took his mother, his grandmother, his childhood puppy, tied him to a chair, and put bullets in the back of all of their heads. He was that upset and heartbroken over it. And that immediately killed any enthusiasm he ever had for the entire 40, 50 plus hours he put into the game. He's just like, why? Why are you doing this?
And again, it's, I'm going through it on hard mode and loving every moment of it. Like, even when I get my ass kicked by a boss, which has happened a lot.
It's happening a lot to me too. I'm
Yeah.
still in chapter 2 on hard mode because I cannot get past the fucking dog.
A lot of people have been saying if you have like countermeasure materia and parry materia equipped,
Mhm.
it makes like fights a little hell of a lot easier. Like there's some
The
materia combinations you could do that like make it like
Oh
ridiculously
yeah,
easier.
yeah. Like I've also been doing like I've also like I'll lose a fight and realize what element they're hitting me with a lot. Like that happened with the very first boss, the Scorpion bot, kept hitting me with shock attacks. So I just did elemental lightning, so all of his shock attacks just healed me. So for those of you who don't know what the hard mode is, it's not just
Oh.
everything is harder. There are no item usage
At all.
at all. Not just in battle, at all. Which means whether nothing. On top of that, there are certain there are benches that you can rest on. That in custom normal or was it classic normal and easy,
Refills your HP
refill
and MP.
and MP, it only refills your HP.
Yeah.
So the only way to
MP
get MP is a priceless commodity in hard mode.
Yeah.
To
You
the
either
point
I think you
to the
either need
point-
to slice Shinra boxes to regain MP from like Mako shards, or you have to
Or
use like
the,
absorbing abilities.
Mhm.
Yeah, or it had that
No.
MP regeneration boost
Right. So
going on, and
yeah, so it's like I want to say probably all of my loadouts. I don't think I have. I keep a couple of offensive spells, like offensive magic. Other than that, everything is healing, or abilities that can net me HP back without using MP. So, like using prayer and chakra, and stuff like that. So when they say hard mode, it really is like a full challenge. Good luck. There have been a couple of fights where I've been like what?
things that I can't do. Like the dog doesn't do any elemental stuff, so I can't really absorb anything. And
What dog?
the dog in the side quest.
Oh yeah, he was a fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, your best bet is to get your parry, counterattack, and stagger, and keep revive materia on people.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So yeah, he was a bitch. I died on him a couple times. Anyway,
That spin attack thing, he hits twice and he hits me for like 2,000.
Yep.
Fuck you.
So like if I go back a little bit to people's reactions to like the ending and what does it all mean and all that, like going back to that streamer, the only like if to look at his reaction, it's almost as if now for anyone who was ever in the reviewing community or watching reviewers back in the day when Spoonie did his Ultima retrospective and he got to 9 and it got to a point where a character who had previously died was resurrected. He went into this long unscripted rant about how the games helped him feel as a kid. And then when he gets to the one point there, he just hucks everything. He says, it's all for fucking nothing. You don't respect this source material. That's kind of what this streamer I was watching felt like. He's just like, so you're doing all this and going against everything. I was like, and I was thinking to myself, now I don't have a whole lot of emotional investment in Final Fantasy VII because, like I said, I didn't play it when it was new back in '97 because like I said I didn't get a PlayStation until later on, and as I've always said, my top 3 PS3 or PS1 games will always be Final Fantasy VIII because that's the first one I played on it, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and Metal Gear Solid. So I only had recently just played through 7. So I was a little bit more familiar, and I could understand why they said it was going to take a long time to make this game, and to why it can be a lot of people's favorites, even though graphically, audio wise, it's very, very rough and very dated. Now, the way that some people have been reacting to this are like, no, they should have just remade the game with new graphics and new audio. That's it. I'm like, well, if that's the case, I got your solution. Get the PC version and put mods on.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do at least something different. So, I guess we should probably talk about that. Something different is that there's these new elements called whispers, who are basically hey, you're veering too far off the original story.
Right.
We need to put you back on that.
Right.
The plot armor goes basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are plot. So it's very interesting now that I'm going through it again and I'm watching. So the standing theory right now, guys, for these whispers is that anytime there was a storyline deviation, and a drastic one at that, there was still plenty of storyline deviation.
Yeah,
but
something that's not supposed to happen. Like,
right, but if it was to the point where a character needed to be in a specific place at a specific time for events to unfold properly, or a character to look like he was about to die or did die, or didn't die, these guys would show up and make sure things happened. And the first real big instance of that, you saw it a couple times. It was very subtle the first time with Aerith.
yeah, they were trying to keep Aerith away from Cloud.
Right. The big one though was actually that really stood out for me though was the beginning of the second bombing run. The second bombing mission. Because in the original story, Cloud was asked to join that mission.
Yeah.
Along with Tifa. Tifa and Cloud both had already volunteered to go on that mission.
Okay.
In Remake, they weren't. In fact, they were persuaded not to. So then things unfold that force Cloud and Tifa to take on their role, the role in the bombing run.
Yeah.
So to make sure it happens. So it was really interesting replaying the scenes from OG in my head when the whispers show up going, okay, there was one of the best instances is Cloud seriously was about to just end Reno in the church, and the whispers show up and I'm like, yeah, it's a little early for that one, big shoots. Yeah. So and got him out of there. I mean, it was just so much. It's really interesting to see them interfere to try and maintain the OG storyline.
Timeline.
Yeah.
Basically. Trying to keep the timeline to go how they want,
well,
but then
and one of the bigger changes is that they're showing Sephiroth way more, because to my vague knowledge, he doesn't actually show up until way after you leave Midgard. Because you don't see him. Don't ever see him in the Shinra headquarters.
No, you don't see him in Shinra headquarters, but you know he's there because
he takes Genova and he kills the president.
Right. Yeah. Yep. You see his katana through the president. But that was it. Yeah, that's all you really saw of it. So this is where but again, this is where things are getting interesting with this, because I like the standing theory is that it's called Final Fantasy VII Remake, not because they're remaking the game for a new console, but they're remaking the story of Final Fantasy VII. Is the new popular theory, and I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah. Because they're still working,
and then
they're still working with that source material, but they're giving us something new with said source material. So, I'm very excited for it.
One of the things I noticed is that apparently the cloud of this timeline, I'm not the cloud, I mean Sephiroth, of the timeline, Cloud already killed him.
Right.
And
Well,
they think, and I think this Sephiroth is not from this timeline, it's
Yeah,
from
well, right, and
the
that
other one.
and that's part of the theory in that
Aerith, Aerith knows what's gonna happen.
Eric
That's-
fully knows what's going on,
Yeah,
and
because
Sephiroth fully knows what's going on.
there's a theory going
And-
around that Aerith is some type of whisper. Because there's that moment where she has to go to the seventh heaven to get Marlene, to get her out before the plate falls. And then they have one of those little cloud, like memory flickers. Somehow Marlene knows, and she just tells her, shh. So it's like, Marlene knows as well.
there's a lot of things happening in this that make it really interesting to see where they're going to go with episode 2.
Yeah, which who knows how long that's going to take to come out.
Well, the popular theory on that I've seen, and they actually used your favorite franchise, Final Fantasy 13. Just gonna jab you with that one for a minute, right? They're actually using the basis for this. The thought process is the release time for Fantasy 13. Fantasy 13 took 3 or 4 years to develop, the original one.
Yeah.
But then because they already had the groundwork laid graphically, and they had already had these assets already built.
Yeah,
Um,
they could
it only
easily
took-
pump out the sequels.
Exactly. They could pump out it a year apart, or a year and a half.
Pretty sure they could
apart.
have it by next year, if not the end
Well,
of this
Possibly.
Well, and what? I guess the next, Sony was supposed to be doing a state of play, in lieu of E3, so we might see something there.
one. Yeah.
But yeah, so
coming December.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's
Full
just
release, for PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, and that's a
Sounds
question
silly.
that I had about the structure of the game, like, because you can level cap at 50. They
Right.
don't have a ton of materia, and you've pretty much got those all maxed out. Are they going to be able to do what BioWare did with Mass Effect and just whatever
really
you
hope
got, transfer it over? I mean, it's all numbers. It's just like, okay, you've got this many materia. It's leveled up to here. Your characters are leveled up to here, and your weapons are leveled up to here. Okay, just those numbers brought over here. Like, there can't be a scene in part 2 where you trip and fall and all your materia falls out down a storm drain.
Right.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm referencing, actually, Shiro, a Flash cartoon from Newgrounds where, like, these guys go to E3 and they're looking at all these games, and it's like, hey, look, there's a new Metroid game. It's like, oh, I wonder how this one's going to start off. And then it's Samus, and she's like, all right, I'm ready for another adventure. She trips and falls. All of her power-ups fall down a drain. And she's like, no! And it's it's like, screw attack, gone. Spring ball, gone. Plasma gun, gone. All hope, gone.
Well, you know what, and what I want to say, we joke about that, but like really, the first game to really like not screw you over with that was Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood and Revelations. You kept all your shit
Screw you up.
across all 3 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I think Brotherhood started you from 0.
no, Brotherhood, you had
Yes.
most of your abilities. You had to get the hook blade.
No, that's the Revelations.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
You kept all your abilities from the last game, and then Bubbles gave you new stuff. Or Bottles,
But yeah,
Bubbles.
I'm with you though. I mean, there's a very limited amount of material. In fact, I'm working. Apparently, there's a way to get. There's only 2 elemental materia available in the entire game.
Oof.
In the entire game, like my second run through of the mission where you get because you find the elemental
That's
materia
all elemental
up
areas.
in the maintenance area with where you have to turn the sun lamps off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They replace it because you've already picked one up. They replace it with like a healing materia or something like that. So there's only two. The second one is you have to complete all the side quests, and the angel, angel of the slums leaves it for you.
Yeah.
So there are only two elemental material in the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really hope they do that, because that would just piss me off to no end. If I'd have to start, like, I'd be okay having to start from like level 1. Just let me keep my gear.
Yeah.
What's
Let me
that?
keep my gear.
Is that the
Yeah.
same material? No, is it synergy that give you the resistance?
I'm not sure.
No. The resistance to what?
To elemental magic.
No, it's elemental. There was a piece of material called elemental. You have
No,
to
I
link.
know.
Yeah, you link it to. You just link it to.
You gain resistance to that element too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot.
if it's a level 1, level 1 materia, you gain. You only take half the damage. Level 2, you take
Yeah.
no damage. Level 3, you absorb the
Yeah.
damage into health.
Mhm.
So,
Very useful to have on cloud
yeah.
because cloud you're always using cloud.
Pretty
Speak for
much.
yourself. I use Tifa more than I use Cloud.
Well, cloud's always there.
So, but yeah. So, but yeah, going forward, it's yeah. The most popular theory I've been seeing across everyone, I think the general consensus will agree, is with the way that the game ended. And because the way you have to beat this game, you have to fight the Arbiters of Fate.
Yeah.
Should
probably explain that. So shortly after the Shinra Tower, and after you beat Rufus, which his fights, jeez, I can't imagine how that's going to play out in hard mode, because
I don't
like
wanna talk
every
about
time
it,
you
man.
attack him, he's just like, oh, counter. I was like, okay, I gotta spam magic at you apparently.
right?
So then you have the bike chase scene.
You read the
But before leaving Midgard in the remake, there's this portal that opens up with a bunch of whispers. So you go through apparently an alternate version of Midgard, and that's where the whole thing just go full Kingdom Hearts. And I kind of hate how Kingdom Hearts has become like a verb to describe something now.
I mean, no, but this is the first time it's actually appropriate where you go, no, okay.
Yeah.
It really did. So, but on top of that, this final section is called the Crossroads of Fate. You have to. The ultimate goal is to take down the Harbinger of Fate, and by doing so, you pretty much screw up the standing plan for Sephiroth.
No, I think he
But
wanted you to do that.
as you're fighting, you have to fight these three lesser harbingers or not harbingers, but arbiters of fate. And it's really funny. There are a lot of different theories on what they are. The theory I like after redoing that fight, though, is if you read the description when you scan them with assess, is that they are versions brought into existence.
The Fisher.
It's kind of hard to explain without actually reading it, but like if you look at them, one is a melee type, one is a magic,
A swordsman, a
and
gunner, and
one is a sword type, one is a melee type, and one is a gunner type.
Yeah, and I've
seen indicating Cloud, Tifa, and Barret.
Yeah, but
from an alternate timeline.
I have seen a lot of speculation, and Maximilian Dude actually gave off a good one. He said that these could actually be the Advent Children, and I can't remember their names.
Their name after them.
Kadaj. I gotta look this up now.
Yeah,
you're talking about the three from Advent Children.
Yes,
the three remnants.
Yeah, because there's the other theory that pertains to this is that once you start beating them up, they form Bahamut. What do they do in Midgard when they start gathering up the children as for the genophage or whatever it's called? Which Genophage? Wait, that's Mass
That's
Effect,
Star
isn't it?
Trek.
No, that's Mass Effect. That's what the Krogan have.
That's Mass Effect.
God.
Uh,
Geostigma.
Geostigma.
That's what they have in Final Fantasy. Yeah. What do they do in Midgard? They summon Bahamut, and then everyone has to attack them.
Let's see. Kadash, who was the leader. Laz and Yazoo.
Yeah. And that would be interesting because I've always stated that wouldn't it be cool if after you save Midgard at the end of whatever part remake ever gets to, and it's like, oh, you thought you were done? 2 years later, and then you start playing Advent Children. I think that would be pretty cool.
I'd be okay with it, but yeah, I mean, so
Barry doesn't get the outfit. We're okay.
right.
Fine.
But yeah, so you go through this whole sequence of fight. You take down the Arbiters of Fate and the Harbinger of Fate. And on top of that, prior to the fight, it's preceded by the scene from Crisis Core. Like it's actually an exact 1-for-1 from Crisis Core, just redone with the Fantasy VII Remake graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Where Zack Fair, is trying to escape to Midgar with Cloud, and gets just ambushed by Shinra, and you have that pursuing fight. In that fight, Zack dies. And you defeat the Harbinger of Fate, and all of a sudden it shows a cutscene where Zack actually lives. So there's speculation of multiple timelines, like multiverse theory shit going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a wreck, but the very poignant message that comes across the screen as it right before credits is
the unknown journey continues.
Yeah, the unknown journey continues. That to me is just screaming, okay, they've essentially taken Fantasy VII and just said, okay, we're gonna start with how you think it goes, and then we're gonna take that book out and go. So
it's like I said, like if you want that, like like one-to-one storytelling again, just go back and play the original.
Yeah, go play OG.
Like if they're building a game completely from the ground up, brand new, but it was the exact same beat for beat, I would absolutely hate that. I'm like, why am I just playing a prettier up version? I could just mod it and make it prettier myself.
Right.
Well, not myself,
right.
but I'll take other people's hard work and make it pretty for me.
Right.
No,
I mean,
which is just what I like about. I've never played RE2 or RE3 to completion, and I've never played the new remakes that are coming out. But looking at that, it's like it's a brand new engine. It's not 1-to-1 the beats. I mean, it's close enough where it's not 100% familiar to people. Like, I don't know. Like, I can understand people's anger because they're just like, why are you taking this thing and completely changing it on me?
Right. No, it's and you know what? I'm one of these, because I bought Fantasy VII day one when it released. I had it. It was, in fact, I want to say that was probably the reason why I bought a PS2, was to play that game. And or no, in fact, no, I remember what it was. I bought the PS2, and when I bought the PS2, I bought Fantasy VII, and I forgot what there was a fighting game that might have been a Soul Calibur game, maybe, when I bought it. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the fence where, or I'm on the side of the fence where congratulations, you've rekindled my love for these characters and this world.
Mhm.
But you're also, I don't feel violated in the changes that you're making to it, because you're handling those changes that you can tell that the changes that they're making are with love. They're taking these characters, they're still respecting that source material whilst making these changes. And it was interesting. I actually read a review, or not a review, I read an interview with one of the story directors who originally was like, explain the end. Apparently, at the actual ending, before we had Advent Children added to canon, the original ending, everyone died.
Yeah.
Humanity died. Yeah, excluding Advent Children, if you play Fantasy VII through to the end, humanity is killed off by Meteor.
Yeah.
Through the actions of the life stream, humanity's killed off.
Yeah.
The scene that you see at the end with Red 13 going up there is 500 years in the future. So and this goes into the popular theory of, okay, we're trying to change that fate with remake. So so a lot, they've already said a lot of the scenes that we are thinking we're going to see, some of these iconic scenes may or may not happen.
Yeah.
Everyone who's
But
played
then-
the game knows
but
exactly
then
what
there's
I'm talking about. But
There's a theory that Pat from Angry's Pat Sears that had about the fact that for the original. Here's another thing that's going to happen is that Sephiroth has complete control over Cloud, because in the OG, they get the black materia that he needs to summon Meteor, and Sephiroth just tells Cloud, "Give it to me," and Cloud has to give it to him. He has control. After the battle with Sephiroth in the remake, he asks Cloud to take his hand. He's like, "Oh, we'll fight this together." Cloud winces back. So, what is going to happen in the remake is Cloud is going to be able to get the black materia and then fight him off. Because the thing is that, and Makoto says this in the chat too, and this is what Pat brought up as well. If Aerith doesn't die, Holy doesn't get created. Therefore, the life stream will not protect the Earth from Meteor.
I mean, you're not wrong. So, that scene will still probably happen. Well, but it was interesting. I had to go back. Yeah, I noticed it during the cutscene where Cloud falls into the church. He has a conversation with himself, and now
Zach.
with all, I don't remember it. I don't think he really had I don't remember the OG at all. At that point. But the way it plays out, now that we're thinking about all these, but with all these multiverse and timeline theories, it's kind of an interesting thing, because we know Aerith is aware of what's going on. We know Sephiroth is aware of what's going on. Whether we don't necessarily know what's going on because we don't know where this road is going to go, but Sephiroth knows the original timeline. Aerith knows the original timeline, although she's losing bits and pieces of it every time a whisper touches her. She loses her memory a little bit more, which she even makes mention of. But there's a very small scene where Cloud is having a conversation with himself. And the first time I watched it, remembering the OG, the OG when he has that mental breakdown, and has and Tifa goes into his consciousness to kind of build him back up. I thought it was something like that, but I'm almost now wondering if, okay, maybe he's not fully tapped into the other timeline, but he's got a feeler into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
It's lovely.
So yeah, so
Indolence.
yeah, the other big question is Sephiroth has a line at the very end, referring to 7 seconds left, and nobody knows what that really means. Some think it means the amount of time, 7 seconds before meteor hits the planet.
Yeah.
Some of the overthinkers were like, well, if you look at the scene from the time that Sephiroth enters frame to the time that Aerith dies, spoiler alert, OG, Aerith dies. Let's get that out of the way right now. But the exact time in that cinematic from the time he jumps down to the time she dies is 7 seconds.
Yeah.
I think people are overplaying it a little, overthinking it at that point.
Some people are thinking it's that because when you fight him, he's counting down to meteor, but a lot of people in their playthroughs say that he never got past 8.
No, he never. Like I said, I made sure to notice because first time right after that he killed me, so I failed, so I had to repeat it, and then I was looking at him, and he goes 10, 9, 8, and just stops.
I never noticed.
Completely just stops right there. It doesn't go into 7, nothing. You just continue the fight. He never says 7 ever until that cutscene.
No. It's hard to speculate what that'd be because I remember in the original, after he gets the black materia, summons meteor, it takes a while for it to start heading towards the Earth. You still got a whole lot of game to play after that, if I'm remembering it right.
Yeah. Because that's where it ends. That's where that's essentially where disc 1 ends. We're close to it. Disc 1 ends right before that.
Yeah.
Because you spent a good chunk of disc 2 with Barrett and Tifa and the rest of the crew.
Like I'm remembering when I played 7, like 60% of that game is on disc 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then the other 30 is on disc 2, and then like the last 10 is on the final disc because that's like you can either go back and clean up stuff or you can just go straight down into the core to fight Sephiroth.
Correct. Yeah. So, well, but also look, you also got to look at the end of that game. The end of that game was a lot of cinematic.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, we'll all agree, not good-looking cinematic at all. But it was also on a CD-ROM. Yeah. It was cinematic on a CD-ROM, and it was probably uncompressed. So you couldn't fit much of a game on that.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
But, yeah, they probably left like the cleanup stuff for disc 3 because there's no more. Well, there's probably more cutscenes, but they're probably like less cutscenes than any other one, so they can like jam these maps and stuff in there, so you can go back and finish the stuff you haven't and get the stuff you haven't.
Yeah.
But
so I mean, we could go on all night about this. I think kind of to bookend this talk, thoughts about what you want in part 2. I want it to be open world at this point. I mean, we're outside Midgard. From the original storyline, it's pretty well on a set track. Like, there's not a whole lot of exploration. I'm happy that they actually made this remake. You could explore a little bit more of Midgard. Other than that, it was pretty much a straight line from here to here. But for the next part, you gotta keep that open world. You gotta be able to go over here. Like, well, I should be able to be allowed to, like, as soon as I boot up part 2, all right, I'm gonna go find a chocobo. I'm gonna train chocobo. Give me the materia to catch chocobos.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges they're looking at right now, of how to appropriately, do that without blowing up our PlayStations.
That's been the big challenge, according to an interview I've seen. I mean, they've already been working on the framework. They were working on the framework last year for episode 2.
The only other thing I can think of too is how do you add Vincent and Yuffie into this when they were always optional add-on characters? Like you could finish the game originally without them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I suppose you could do it the same way, I guess.
Or slightly different, considering they killed the plot armor ghost.
That and that's the
Sure.
other side of it with plot. And Shiro's got a point with plot armor gone. Just about everything just got thrown back on the table. So
Now you have Zack carrying Cloud into Midgard, but I'm not sure whether or not it's the same Midgard they're all on.
Right, I think that's
No, they're not. It's not.
No, it's not because
that
when they play the
final
cutscene
scene
of
one.
when they play the cutscene of Zack alive, there's a bag of chips that fly by, and the dog on the
is
front there
different.
is dog's different. So
Yeah, the dog's different. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, they
definitely
made it like when they first introduced the dog, like they made sure that you saw the dog. Hey, look
Yeah.
at this dog.
look
This
at
dog is
dog.
important.
That's a good little beagle.
It's a- Yeah, it's a good dog. And then they show you this trading card packet that it look like, and there's this dog that is not the
Yeah.
dog you saw earlier.
So yeah, it's so again, I mean, like really, all bets are off. I'm with you. I'd like to see more open world. But
For how limited the open world area was, he was still.
yeah, he still had a lot to work with.
yeah,
Still had a lot to work with. So so I mean, there's so much that it's like I don't even know where. Like, where do you at that point? Where do you end it? Where would you end episode 2 is the better question.
Oh God, because like what happens after you leave Midgard? I mean, it's full
Right
exploration.
after Eric died.
Yeah. You have
No, that's still a
exploration.
ways away, dude. That's still a
Right.
ways away. I don't think if they do end up killing her off again, you're not going to see that until at least
That or a choice.
four.
Episode 3.
What if they
Four.
make you show it? What if they make you choose?
I don't think they're going to make you choose.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think
No.
here. So you had you had the Chocobo farm in order to get across the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
You had
I almost want to play it again to find out.
right. You had Port What's Its Nuts with the giant cannon.
No, that's an amazing name. I want that name. I want to
Right,
play
I want to go hang out at Port What's Its Nuts. At which point you had to get onto a boat to Costa del Sol, to the Golden Saucer, to
Mhm.
Cosmo Canyon. Oh wait, let's not
Mhm.
forget about all the bullshit with Dying. Barrett's
Yeah.
buddy getting all the shit getting through to that just to get the Golden Saucer. And get to into and out of Golden Saucer, Cosmo Canyon. Then from Cosmo Canyon,
Nimbleheim.
Nibelheim.
You're going to end part 2 at Nimbleheim.
Yeah, okay.
Because you get if you're going to go to Golden Saucer or Costa del Sol, there's going to be side quests there. Chadley will be there with materia for you and another little
materia
guest.
for you.
That's it. I've come up with a new materia.
You little shit.
If it's not a hamburger, get the fuck out.
I still need to go through all the VR missions to get the start every battle with with your limit break. Okay. Yes, please.
Yeah, I am actually contemplating booting up 7 to go back into that, but since I have the Xbox One version, I have the quality of life, so I'll just turn on auto limit breaks in 3 times speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, zoom, zoom, zoom. How quickly can I get through it?
And you're all dead.
The Xbox version just to make Final Fantasy 7 easy mode.
Yeah, hey man, that's why I got it on the Switch. I got easy mode.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on all of them, right? Or just the Xbox and Switch?
No, it's on PC. The PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. I mean, if you want to be super
they'll have
hardcore,
they'll have the emulation bonuses.
yes.
Okay.
All right.
That's not what I want.
I think we're good on spoilers, so I'll just turn the thing off now. I mean, we're gonna be ending it right away, anyways. I mean, we've already done our plugs. Thank you for everyone that hung out and stuck around for the spoiler talk. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another podcast. What do we got left on the schedule for this week? It may have been posted in the chat there. Let me scroll up here. Okay, so Friday is Call of Duty Warzone with the Baser. It is cross-platform, and they'll be kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, it's Human Fall Flat on the Xbox One, 9 p.m. with Jibbo Socks. 6 a.m. The following morning, it'll be Overwatch on the PC with Garfield. And Sunday will be Sonic Adventure 2 plus fan fiction reading at 9 p.m. with Fat Man, myself, and Woody. We are probably going to keep it a private call. Last time it was a little bit too hectic with everyone reading it at the same time. It may change. I don't know. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anything left to say, gentlemen, before we say goodnight?
Oh, no. I need sleep.
Yeah, same here. Who am I kidding? I'm going to stay up and watch Star Trek.
Nerd.
And yell at stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. All right, everyone.
Get off my space lawn.
Have a good night, everyone.